To create quizzes in your D2L site, click on the Quizzes tab, and you are going to create a new quiz. Begin by naming your quiz. And as we have discussed before, if you have created a grade item for quiz, you can now associate your quiz with that particular grade item. What you need to do once you have given your name and associated it with the grade item is to select the automatic grade. This will ensure that your quiz is graded immediately upon completion. These are other options that you can select based on your preferences. We then move into restrictions. Again, start and end date is very similar to what we looked at in Dropbox. You can select whatever dates you would prefer. The time limit, how many minutes would you like for your quiz to run? You can show the clock. You can give them 5 minutes, and you can also allow normal submission. Attempts, you decide how many attempts the student is allowed to have. Under submission views, the default view is, it will show you that your quiz has been submitted successfully. You can choose to show questions to the students. It can show all the questions with the user responses. You can decide to show questions that were answered correctly or those that were answered incorrectly. You can also do show question answers and score out of score. These are things that students generally like to see when they are attempting a quiz. Save this. And so now you have immediately, it'll show all questions with user responses, and it will show the question answers as well. And it is under layouts and section questions that you would actually add the questions for your quiz. So add or edit questions. You have all these options for your quiz. You can have true or false, you can have a long answer question, short answer question, multiple choice question. So depending on how your question is, select that option. I'm going to choose a true or false option for the first question. And this, as you can see, is optional. You can leave this completely blank because this is the first question and D2L will automatically number it as 1. You do need to, however, enter the question text, which is the question in itself. Points decides how many points you're associating with that particular question. Now you can have a vertical or a horizontal style or a drop-down menu. That's how it'll appear on the screen, the true and false option. If I say vertical, true and false will be below each other. Horizontal will put them next to each other. Drop down, you click on the arrow and it'll show the two options. Now, if the answer for this particular question is true, please ensure that you give 100 points to it. If the answer is false, then you will give 100 points to false, and it has to be 100. It represents percentage. So although your points are only 1, you are giving complete points, so that's 100% of the point goes to the true. You can preview this. So it shows you the true and false below each other. And your correct option is true, which the arrow highlights. If we were to use a drop down and preview that, this is how it looks. So you select the option. Once you have decided how your quiz question is going to look, you can say save or save and new. Save and new would open another question. So now this is going to be my second question. I'm giving it still 1 point, and it comes to new true or false question. Since I said save and new, it created the same kind of question format for this new question as well. If you want a different format, I will cancel this. So now I can see my first question here. I'm now going to create a new multiple choice question. And my question text is, and these are my options. Again, as previously, whichever option is the correct option, you will give 100% to that particular question. Now, there are 4 options that are automatically provided. If this is one too many, for example, I have only 3 options, I will delete my 4th option. So it gives me only 3 options. If I want to add, I will add as many options as I need to add. You can randomize these options so that if someone is every time this particular quiz is presented to different students, these options will appear in different order. So it makes it a stronger quiz, so to speak. If I preview this, and these are the options that you get. This is how it appears to students. And that's basically all there is to creating a quiz. And all your quiz questions are here, and this is associated with quiz 1. You can always go back to quizzes and create another new quiz. You can see that this is true or false, and this is a multiple choice. If you want to edit it again, you just have to edit it here. The last thing that I need to mention is to how to activate your quiz. As you can see, when I come back to my main section, it shows me that quiz 1 is inactive. So I go back to editing the quiz, and under restrictions status, I click active. I save and close this. So now quiz 1 is active. It says always because I have not set any date or time limits on it. That's how you create your quiz.